you doing, low-end bike? I'm doing well, thank you very much. Good to see you here. Just gonna do some playing here. Alright. Do some shedding on a few solo sections for on some tunes for some upcoming gigs. So let's see. Almost needs to be a little faster, actually. Let's see. I'm gonna make that a little faster, which means I gotta play it in a little faster. But I want to get the game tempo. It just feels a little under. That's actually from a John Patitucci tune, "Change of Season." Yo, Heine, what's up, bro? I know it's late here, and just getting started. Yeah, but it's all good. Let me see. Where's the tempo of that? Where's the? Let's see. Nope, that's the chart. I want the audio. Where is it? Wasn't too far off, but it could just have a little more bump to it, I'm thinking. Let me try. Let's have a go. Where's my solo section? That feels better. Okay. That's starting to loosen up. So that's nice. And definitely when playing along with a band, that's going to be, with interplay and all that, that'll be real nice. And then there's a few other tunes that I also want to get the solo section of. A few of mine, actually. So there's this one that I wrote. It's in 5. All right, so. Hey folks, White Chai, thank you so much. Music Mike, how you doing? Just having a little bit of a bass shed here, playing over some solo sections on some tunes that I got coming up. Because I figured, you know, this would actually be a good time to kind of just practice that. I have some gigs coming up, including one of my own, and so, of course, I gotta practice my own music, right? So I'm gonna plug in in my loop, another solo section here. So, but thanks for joining me. It's a nice little kind of chill hang here. And welcome. If you do have any questions about bass playing whatsoever, please pop it in the chat. Anything to do with bass playing, right? Gear, that's always a big one. I love talking about gear. Any kind of bass concepts, techniques, anything like that, anything to do with recording, playing gigs, whatever questions you might have, just pop it down in the chat here. And or even any questions about what I'm playing as well. So, but what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna plug in my loop pedal here, and because this is my like kind of first playing of the day as well, even though it's pretty much the end of the day for me, this is also a good time for practicing some of these solo forms that I gotta play. So, and of course, if you're new here, please like and subscribe to my channel. I do this live stream twice a week, so this is the Tuesday edition, which is a little more laid back and chill, mainly because my other live stream, it's usually in the morning for me, and I have like some sort of caffeinated beverage, and so I'm just like zip. But this one, the Tuesday edition, this one is usually closer to my bedtime. So, of course, it's me doing some late night practicing, which is also really nice. It's kind of nice to end the day with something that you enjoy as well, which is where even if I'm working on like a tune or something that's difficult, I still find it very enjoyable as well. And I'll also show you what I've been working on for if you haven't been checking out my Instagram stories, where I've been posting what I've been specifically working on. But I'm just going to plug in the chord progression for this solo section. Alright, so it has like a almost Bayon, like Brazilian kind of groove to it. So Got a little twist at the end there, which is kind of cool, you know? Let's catch up on the chat here. Oh, you just have to wait and see, low end bike. But some of these solo forms that I'm shedding is definitely what I'm going to be playing. So definitely the solo form for this tune right here. How you doing, Chiquito7? Trying to say it. How you doing, Mira from Ghana? Hey, we've got Ghana in the house. How can I play chords on the bass guitar and in every key as well? Yeah. So I'll give that little break. So obviously, chords on the bass guitar. I mean, obviously, as you just were hearing and even seeing, it's something that I absolutely love playing. And first of all, I'll just say that I think on the bass, you know, you don't have to have a 6-string bass to play bass chords. You know, you perfectly and effectively done on 4-string bass. I just choose to play 6-string bass because I love the range, right? And so, of course, playing chords, melodies, and all that. It's makes it all more fun. But playing chords, yeah, 4-string bass, totally easily doable, as displayed by many people. Alfonso Johnson, Stanley Clarke, Jaco, Victor Wood, and Michael Mann. I mean, it just goes on. It really does. So you want to have a good understanding of just harmony, right? Of chords, chord construction, right? And a good place to start is obviously you want to learn like some basic shapes, especially like 3-note shapes. So understanding how to play like a major 7, like, and where I'm utilizing a root, major 3rd, and a major 7, right? And also play it in a different voicing as well. So a version where instead of playing the root in the major 3rd in the middle voice, I can play it in the top voice. So knowing how to construct these kind of basic shapes is definitely something that's really important. Something that will really help you is knowing, okay, your scales. So just knowing the scale degrees, and what I'm using is I'm basically using a root, a 3rd, and a 7th to make these kind of basic, what we call shell voicings. They're like 3-note voicings, because I'm using pretty much the key chord tones to do so. And then, so for major 7, then if I want to make it a dominant 7, now I'm going to flatten the 7th, right? But I've left the root and the 3rd the same, right? Go back to a major 7. Now what if I want to play a minor 7? So then what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to use the same formula where I'm using a root, a 3rd, and a 7th. But because I'm playing minor, right, there's no major 3rd in the minor chord, so I'm going to play a minor 3rd, right? And now I'm going to use a minor 7th, right? Now if I wanted to play that in that different version where I have the 3rd up on the top voice, I can do that as well. So I have different versions of this. So a few things to do. Now just know that what I've just played here, they're just shapes, so you can do this in any key, right? And something that will really help you, and I'm glad you asked, how do I play bass chords? Well, if you look in the description box down below, I have 2 courses on bass chords. All right. So I have Bass Chords, the Ultimate Guide, which shows you pretty much all the chord voicings that I typically do. And there's over 100 of them. And it has diagrams and it just walks you through all the different types of chord shapes and applications. And then I also have another course as well, which is actually just highlights from a Bass Chords Workshop that I did, an online workshop I did about a year ago. So it's all like the best like highlights and all that kind of put together in there. And I go over some more different kind of concepts of chord construction, as well as more applications and techniques. So definitely check that out down below. It's for pretty much, if anyone who wants to learn how to play bass chords, right? And if you do need to, again, you do need to have some sort of a basic understanding on like your chord scales, intervals and all that, because that's what we use to construct chords, by putting those notes together. And if you're not too sure about just the basic theory, I also have a course for that too. Hey, well, there you go. So the links are down below in the description box, so make sure you check that out, as well as if you want to take a lesson with me as well, maybe to just work on bass chords, you can do that. Everything is in the description box. Lowen saying, what's the best way of graduating from a bedroom bassist to playing with a band? Hey, that's a great question, Low-End Bike. So the best way is, go out and play with people. And that means, go meet fellow musicians. Whether it's going to like an open mic night or, just going to gigs and meeting other musicians. You gotta find your crew, all right? And and it's not a thing of like, okay, I'm gonna wait to be called to play in a band. Sometimes you gotta set up the opportunity yourself. So if there's some musicians that you meet, you can be like, hey, you want to do a jam? Let's just get together and just play some music. Just keep it like real easy like that. Just get together, and it's also a good way of just kind of getting to know each other, and hearing each other's kind of influences and sound and all that, and figuring out like, okay, do I want to play with these people or do I keep searching? But if you feel that's okay, I'm ready to like be playing with some cats, then go and search for these people who are like-minded, all right? People who want to do the same thing as you, who are looking for the same thing as what you're trying to do. Sometimes it can be easier said than done, but most of the time, like, especially like there are musicians who are in the same situation as you, and they just want to play. And so that's who you got to find, right? So that would be, for me, that in my opinion, that would be the best way, is just going and just finding musicians, finding cats to play with, to just jam with, all right? Finding like-minded individuals. That would be the step right there. So good luck with that, Low-End Bike. And for anybody else who's wanting to do the same thing. Gil, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hello, team. Watch the replay. Cool app. Yeah. So the app you're talking about in the last live, few lives, or at least the last live I did, I was playing along to a really cool play-along app called the Feelbook. And this was an app that was actually developed by one of my favorite guitar players, Jonathan Kreisberg, over in New York. And he's developed this really cool app. So it's, jazz standards, but he's recorded like real, like super killing rhythm sections, like New York cats. Who just play beautifully, swinging, just like really nice sound interplay. And it's very inspiring to play against. So I've been enjoying that. And I love the way you're soloing. Thank you. I love that, but I don't know how to solo. Can you please help me? And when can I start soloing on the bass guitar? I mean, you can start soloing at any time, I think Nick Gramble, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you, bro. As always. So this is the other thing. Just like with just like with playing anything, you need to have an understanding. It's not a thing of like, okay, I've studied all my scales and I've like read this book and now I can, suddenly I can like be this incredible soloist. No, it doesn't work like that. All right. It's the equivalent of saying, okay, I just read the full dictionary. I'm now going to write a dissertation on, um, the way that, I don't know, about anything technical. It doesn't work like that, right? Um, you have to spend time and experience. You need to get experience and have an understanding on what it is. So if we're talking about soloing in a jazz type of environment, essentially, or what I've been doing here, which is a jazz environment. All right. So you need to be listening to that music. All right. Like, I mean, listening. If you want to be a great jazz soloist, a great jazz musician, you got to listen to the music. You got to eat, sleep, breathe it. You know? Same thing if you want to be a great rock musician, you got to know the repertoire. You got to know the style, the language, the vibe. You got to be your life needs to be immersed in it. So with soloing, it's a mixture of the technical aspect of things, the theoretical knowledge, having good communication, um, imagination, creative ideas, and also the ability to um, internalize ideas as well, and learning the language of it, right? So, sure, you could learn your chord scales and everything, but that doesn't mean you can be a good soloist. You need to know how to turn that information into art, into the language. And how do you do that? Well, you got to listen to how it's done. And going back to what I was saying, you got to eat, sleep, breathe, like, jazz music. If that's what you want to do, um, you got to be immersed in it, you know, so that you can understand the language, the vibe, and also the emotion and the feeling, the story behind why the soloist is playing a certain way. All right, that's the thing. It's about expression. And sure, you could be playing all these notes and all that, but does it mean anything? So that's the whole thing. It's a combination of, yes, the theoretical elements, but also this very creative, almost like cerebral kind of thing going on of having it's like self-expression and having your own voice. That's the thing to it. So getting into soloing. All right. Well, in terms of like the basis of it, a good thing to do is to start with something that is what we call diatonic. So in a specific key. All right, I'm gonna play some chords that are in the key of A major. All right. So I'm gonna play, and I'm actually gonna play a bass line first, just to kind of to lay it down. So I'm just gonna go. So I'm just in the key of A major. So, which means, sure, if we want to improvise over this, we could use the A major scale. But like, you can't just play that over and over again, right? Because then it's gonna just sound like, I mean, what do you do with that, right? And then just in one octave? Okay, let's try it in 2 octaves. Whoops. Okay, but yeah, I've kind of expanded the range of it. But in terms of like telling a story, it doesn't go anywhere if I'm just going to play that over and over. So what we need to do is like we want to put it in some sort of different kind of permutation and combination. And the thing is, you can't think it. You have to just do it. And you have to allow yourself and give yourself permission to kind of just let go with it. And the most common thing that a lot of people do, especially beginning improvisers, what they always do, they start on the root note of a chord. Because why? Because it's the safest thing to do. And understandable, because it's like you want to make sure that you're going to play the right note, or you have a specific shape of playing. But you want to understand that that's not the only way, and it's going to always sound predictable if you do that. So having an understanding of, okay, the sound that goes in to what I'm playing here. So obviously you just heard me play an A major scale, right? So what if I started on a different note? So I'm starting on a major 7. I'm still just playing A major scale. And so what I'm doing as well is there's also a combination of like, yes, the type of notes that you're playing in different order, but making sense of it. And the big thing that's going to help is how you play the rhythm. Rhythm is a huge part in it. Instead of just playing, you know, right? I want to be able to play all of that I'm playing. It sounds like I'm playing like out of the box, but I'm playing different permutations of my A major scale, right? But that's the thing, I just played one scale and I got a lot of miles out of it. I was able to take it wherever, and that's the thing to being a soloist, a soloist who can communicate, is that being able to convey a simple idea off of something and really tell and run with it for a long time. And so you might be thinking, especially if you're a beginner, going on, oh man, but how do I do that? I can't do that. Like, I don't even know where to begin. So this is the thing. Yes, you got to start somewhere, but you also have to just try your hand at it. In terms of like, okay, I know how to play an A major scale. Let me just play through it a few times, just as is, and then let me start to hear stuff, because this is the thing, you want to be able to hear melodies in your head from the things that you're playing. So, da 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 do, da 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 do, da 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 do, da da do do do. Right? Those are all things that I'm hearing in my head just from getting out of A major, just an A major scale. And so how you get these ideas, again, this goes back to listening to how things are done. And hopefully from, what you've been hearing here, and if you rewind and all that and watch the replay, you can pick up stuff that I was just doing to give you an idea, to kind of get you started, right? That's just utilizing A major. And so there's a reason, as you start to develop this and gain the language and vocabulary of improvisation, especially in jazz, you start transcribing musicians that really resonate with you, and try to understand, what it is that they're playing and how you can implement that into your own playing. So, in terms of like, how do I learn how to solo? How can you show me how to solo? It's not a thing of like, it's a process, okay? And just know that there's no hack, there's no shortcut, there's no easy way. The thing you gotta do, you gotta spend time. Especially if the thing that you wanna be good at, you gotta take the time, all right? And might I also point out that having a great teacher and mentor to guide you with this and to keep track is definitely something that can really help you a lot. And this is something that I offer here at Bass with Benjamin as well in my bass coaching and mentoring program, and you can check out the information down below in the description box, because I have a bunch of students right now who in the same boat. They want to learn how to improvise. They're learning how to improvise, and so we're going through this. I'm guiding them, and they're starting to figure out the type of soloist that they want to be. And it's really cool. I absolutely love this process. And letting them see, or just showing them what they are capable of. That's the cool thing. And it's also great to see what their influences are. So if that's something that you would like help with, then definitely have a look down below and I'd be glad to help you. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or intermediate or if you're a pro or whatever and you want help with any kind of bass concepts. That's what the bass coaching and mentoring is all about. And resolution. What was it like playing with Lee Ritenour? I just saw a video on YouTube this week. One of my favorite musicians. Oh man, no, it was an incredible experience. Obviously, Lee is one of the OG like jazz fusion guitar players, session cat, and so it was definitely a great experience playing in his band and playing with the musicians that were also in his band, and there were always different cats, whoever could, do the gig and all that, especially with keyboard players. So there were different keyboard players that played on the gig. So people like Otmaro Ruiz, John Beasley. I mean, that's where I first met John, and from that, he hired me to play in his group, the Monkestra, from that. And then also he got me into playing with Peter Erskine as well, which obviously, so that gig led to many different things. Other piano players, Patrice Rushen, one of the greatest, obviously, legendary. Obviously, she had her pop, funk hits as well. But I mean, she is an absolute, one of the best musicians I've ever played with. Phenomenal keyboard player. I mean, just wow. It's just that I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. Dave Grusin, the legendary Dave Grusin, who is absolutely phenomenal producer, film composer, pianist, keyboard player, arranger, right? And so he would play because him and Ritenour, they've had a very long kind of collaboration going on for at least 50 years at this point now. Maybe I'll play along to a Ritenour song. What do you think? Low End Bike? I could do that. Maybe I'll play a Ritenour tune. Because why not? Play some music. Play a little bit of music and then I might call it a night. Right? But yeah, no, it was really cool. And then also through Ritenour, I got to play with Mike Stern as well. Which was obviously that was a incredible experience in itself. Let me reset my program here. Let's see. Yeah, that's right, the Overtime DVD. That's right, he did that. Yeah, he did that. I think that was 2004 now that he did that. Yeah, Overtime DVD. And a lot of those tunes we played a lot of those tunes on live gigs. Let me see. Do I have what's it called? Do I have it here? Trying to see. Let's see which Ritenour tune. Yeah, and different drummers that played on it. That played on Overtime. Obviously, there's people like Oscar Seaton, who I've played with a few times. It's Harvey Mason. I've played with a bunch. Sonny Emery, incredible. We've also played. I used to play with Sonny. We did a bunch of Jeff Lorber gigs, Jeff Lorber Fusion, and that was always absolute blast doing that. Let's see. I'm just finding a written hour tune here. Where is it? I guess I could just type it in too, couldn't I? My program here that I'm using is kind of just tripping on me. Let's see. Since I've been doing a lot of soloing. Play some groove on this. This will be kind of cool. All right, here we go. This is one that I loved playing. Wild Rice. was always a favorite one. Just because, you know, you just sit in the pocket, you know. You could just sit in there. I play another one that I absolutely loved playing. I think you'll recognize this one, Low End Bike. So this one I loved playing just because it's such a beautiful tune. And funny enough, I actually had when we played this with so we had Dave Grusin. There was a show that we did. Well, yeah, it was a run of shows we did with Dave Grusin, which is really cool because we also got to play some of Dave's music. But this one, Dave and Ritnow, they wrote this one along with the great Brazilian singer Ivan Lins. But on this show, we didn't. These shows we didn't have Ivan singing with us. So when we did this tune, I actually had to sing it, which was incredibly scary. But definitely, it was fun though, but scary. And you know, I'm not really a singer. I can sing backing vocals, but I'm not a lead vocalist. But sometimes I did have to do some vocal duties on some tunes, which was definitely pretty funny. Oh man, it's pretty funny. Hey, thanks so much, Lee Lenton. How's that cab sound? Oh, this cab is incredible. I actually don't have it on right now because it's, you know, it's late where I am, so you're just hearing everything just all direct, you know. So that's the cool thing. But anyway, I'm gonna play this tune. Harlequin. Oh, I should get the chart because I need to. I don't need the chart. I know it. So when I sang it, I didn't do this part because I'm not gonna do that. I just sang the main melody.
Quem dançará, quem sairá de Arlequim, quem tocará, quem chorará, quem gemerá.
That's such a great tune, man. Harlequin, Yvonne Lin singing on that. So that version, that's from the 80s. That's from like the early 80s. They did that one, that live version. I think it's live at the record plant or something. The whole thing's on YouTube. You can check it out. It's the good old GRP days, which was actually Larry Rosen and Dave Grusin. That was their record label that they had, and that was the record label that the GRP. Yellow Jackets were on GRP. Chick Corea Electric Band were on it. John Patitucci's early recordings as well. And speaking of Chick Corea Electric Band, so I'm gonna finish with this actually. Just kind of. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have been seeing on my stories. For the next 30 days, I'm practicing the unison lines that are in the tune "Gotta Match," and I'm not talking about the main melody. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the unison lines that are in the drum solo. Those lines. And so I just did day 7. I'm actually doing day 8. Today is day 8 of doing these lines. And around probably day 4 or day 5, I realized I was playing one of the lines wrong. I was playing the wrong notes because I was like playing along with the record, and I'm like, something doesn't sound right. And it was the hard line, So there was a few notes in there, and I'm still getting it under my fingers properly because I learned it one way and I was starting to feel good about it, and then I'm like, oh, hang on, I've been playing it wrong, so I don't want to get too used to that. So it's the bit that, So that line there, that's a doozy. And then you gotta go. So what I'm gonna do, kind of tired, but I don't care because it's just part of the practicing of it. I didn't get to practice it as much today, actually, so I'm feeling a little out of shape, but I'm just gonna try the line on there. Almost. I'm gonna try it one more time. I want to get just because of where I've started the loop, I want to make sure I get the intro into it. So it's probably the best I'm gonna get it. Okay. Okay. I think that's it for me tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. I really appreciate it. What's my favorite compressor? My favorite compressor, well, the one I'm using right now is the Aguilar TLC, which I've been actually enjoying. I just have it on real subtly for like just to kind of tame the peaks, but it actually does a really good job, really tight. So I'm really enjoying it. So I've yet to check out the very new one that they just brought out earlier this year. So hopefully I get to check that out some stage. But yeah. Anyway, folks, if you haven't, please like and subscribe to my channel here. Also down in the description box, check out the links to my resources at Bass with Benjamin. So courses, if you want to take a lesson with me or join my bass coaching and mentoring program, please check that out down below. I will be back for the live stream that I do later in the week. And I've kind of been winging it as to what time I've been doing it, just because of sometimes I have a late night the night before or whatever. So I kind of start it a little later. But anyway, the best way to know when I'm going live is to subscribe to my channel here, and also follow me on Instagram, because I always post when I'm about to go live, like usually 15 minutes beforehand or whatever. But anyway, folks, thank you so much again. Great to see you. Y'all have a great Tuesday wherever you are in the world. Take care. Be safe out there. And I'll see you again soon. All right. Take care. See you, folks.